I had them go mute, but they hear you.
Okay. Well, all right. I really don't mind questions. So depending how you want to manage that.
Great. Well, it's 10:30. Welcome everybody. This is your Hovercam training PD session. We're doing another session on Thursday as well. So if you really enjoy it, spread the word. Let others know how it went. Craig Justice, this is the gentleman you see in our camera here. He's with Hovercam, and he's going to be conducting the training today. You can see he's Vice President of Sales. We're very happy to have him with us today to perform the training. It sounds like you're going to have a pretty decent blend of topics covered, from how to connect it to a smartboard now that he's heard that, but basically how to use picture-in-picture, along with going over how to hover over a textbook or some other handout and do demos and stuff like that. So with that, Craig, I'll kick it over to you. And Craig, let's leave questions and answers up to you. Do you want those mixed in? I'll just have them raise their hand, or do you want to?
Yeah, maybe the raising the hand is a good idea, because I'll try to keep an eye on them.
Okay.
But questions at any time are fine.
Okay, I've given you co-host rights. You can share your screen at any time. And if you're ready, sir, we're ready for you.
All right, good. So I'm using the Hovercam right now. It's on my desk next to me. Here's my hand. And I have the picture zoomed in so that you can see a very, very tiny business card. That's in my business card. So instead of, holding this up to the webcam, I'm able to, put this down here. And you're able to see it. This is the camera right here.
Sorry, Craig, really quickly, can I remind everyone to please put your microphones on mute? We're catching some feedback and some whispering. Thank you.
Thanks. So the camera that I'm using is right here. It looks like this. And it folds down like this. And you should be getting them relatively soon. So when you get it, it'll come like this in the box. You can open it up. And this opens like this. What you'll notice is if Eric isn't able to install it for you, if you need to install the software at home, there's two ways to get the software. One is, if you look at my unit right here, the software is on the unit. You see where it says install right there. You see that? You would unplug this, then plug in the USB cable. This is the USB cable. And you would then plug the other end into your laptop. So once you do that, the software, you'll see some software commands that pop up on your computer. And it will ask you lots of questions, like, are you sure you want to install this? Just hit yes, 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 and then it will install. If that's one way to install the software. Eric, I'm going to show them where they could get the software from our website, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. And just another side note, you're not alone. If you're going to be in your classroom, we can install this live for you. Otherwise, we can remotely connect to your new district laptop and help you out as well.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is the camera software you're seeing right now, it's just a window in your computer. So I'm going to minimize my window. Here's my mouse. You're seeing the mouse. I go over here and I minimize. And this is my desktop. Okay, nothing, so that's my desktop. It's a Windows desktop. I'm going to go down here to my web browser. I'm going to go to the Hovercam website right here. This actually is it's a Solo 8 quick start guide. I think Eric has this link and we'll send it to everyone after here. But within this quick start guide, you have a data sheet, so it talks about some of the features. And there's some videos. So if you look at the videos, basically a lot of what I covered today, most of it will be covered in some videos here. So if you didn't catch something, or if you need to review it later, just like your students, feel free to do that. So what I was going to tell you is, this is our web page, and there's a support page. On support, if you click support and go down to downloads, click on downloads, and you'll see Hovercam download for PC, Hovercam Flex 11. Okay, so that's where you can also download the software. So you could do that at home if you had to in a pinch. So to go back to my Hovercam, that's the green icon down here at the bottom. I'm going to move my mouse down there. I'm going to click on that, and voila, up comes the Hovercam image. So once again, I'm using this, and this is just plugged right into my laptop, and my laptop is connected to Zoom, and here I am. All right. So when you launch the software, basically on your computer, if you see this green icon, once it's installed, that's your Hovercam software, the green one right there. So you double click that, the software pops up. One of the things you may want to do to really engage your kids is, you have the Hovercam here, that's this right here. I also have a webcam in my laptop, just like you have. It's really at the top of my screen right there. So I'm going to show you how to access that. So down here at the bottom, there's a whole software toolbar right down here at the bottom. And if you look at something called View Image or View Option, which is right here, the View option, and click on that, you get a few choices. You can rotate the image. So these are pretty self-explanatory. You can make it a mirror image. Reveal, that's a very nice function for teachers. Basically what Reveal does is it allows you to reveal, part of an equation or something like that. So that's in there as well, Reveal. What I wanted to show you was this PIP. That stands for Picture in Picture. When I click that, look what happens. My picture comes up. So I'm able, not only am I able to bring that up, I think I can see all of you now as well. I can see Kathleen, Heather, Denise, and Ava. And I'm not sure where Eric is, but hopefully he's still there. Okay, so that's my picture in picture. Once I have this up, I can move this anywhere on the screen. So I can have it out of the way. But I think depending on the age level of your students, they'll find it's engaging. Because you're able to, in a sense, maintain a facial contact with them. You can use that if you want to. If you don't want to use it, you can exit it out. So you decide the best way to teach, your kids. But I think you're going to find a lot of them, they'll kind of like that feature. Okay. So I've covered a few things already with the Hovercam.
Quick question, please.
Any questions so far? Yes, Philippe.
Yes, thank you. Sorry. The picture in picture, does that just default to the computer's webcam, or could you put another source in there, like a browser or a desktop view or something into that?
Yeah, so it could be your webcam. It could basically be any USB camera.
Oh, okay. So
and
any USB camera.
But you'll only be able to pick one.
Yes.
Only one, because anyway, it'll just pick one. So you'll pick, you'll pick which one it is. And yeah, but I think it could be any USB camera.
But it couldn't be like a desktop view.
No, however, I do, to do a desktop, maybe to have them side by side, I'll give you kind of two options here.
Great.
So one is, remember, this is just a window. So first of all, I'm going to erase. I made some annotation. You see there's a deer. That deer icon is an annotation wheel. So when I click on that, you see the tools come up. So there's different annotation colors. There's an eraser. There's an undo. There's text. There's really a lot of functionality here, but I'm trying to keep it simple right now, okay? Because it's a great tool. You're going to love it, and I'm so glad we're doing this training. So this is just a window. What I wanted to show Philippe and all of you is that I could kind of minimize the window to make it even smaller. So now let's say there was something, something I wanted to show over here, maybe my website, or a document, or whatever it is you wanted to show. You could basically minimize your windows. Oh, sorry. I'll move this over here. And right, so whatever it is I wanted to show over here. So it's a way you can kind of split things up and move things around. For those of you who want to get really fancy, you can do things like extend your monitor. So if you know how to extend your monitor, you can even put this camera image on your extended monitor. May be useful if you wanted to have the kids, if you were in class and you wanted the kids to do a warm-up exercise and only see the camera image while you're maybe checking grades or doing something that they're not supposed to see, maybe talking to their parents or something like that. All right, hope that didn't confuse you with that. But anyway, does that answer your question, Philippe? Is it good? Okay. So remember, it's just a window in your computer. All
Very
right.
quick, can you just show us one more time, how did he do the split image?
Sure. So all I did is, remember the Hovercam is just a window in your computer. So I've got my mouse, if you're able to see it, I'm bringing it right there. Now I've made my window big. So just like any other Windows program, you can minimize the image. All I'm going to do is just click. I can make it totally go away. So now it's away. I'll bring it back it's the green icon at the bottom. So I click there. I'm going to kind of minimize the window. So I made it a different size. And now I can just go and use my windows here and resize it to the image I want.
Craig, we have a question from Donna.
Yes, Donna.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have a gray square that's covering part of what you're showing. And I don't know if that's just me or everybody has that.
Thanks for doing that. And that's a good thing for you to know because your kids would be seeing that as well. I think that's the Zoom windows where I'm seeing all of you, so I can minimize it. Is that better?
Yes.
So that's
Okay.
in essence overlaid from your screen, and that's why we see it as a square.
Yeah. So now I think I made that disappear. There may be times that may be something that you want to think about as you instruct, because I think also as instructors, you do want to see your kids, right? See what they're up to. So what I'll do is I'll kind of put this over on the side a little bit more. Maybe that worked a little bit better. It's off to the side and I elongated it. So are you seeing most of my screen with part of it blocked off now?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, it's better. Okay, good. All right, so that's probably the good practice for using that. All right, well, let's look at a couple of the basic commands. I'm gonna kind of go into a full screen mode here. And what I'm going to do, just get rid of that red mark. I'm just going to kind of go along the toolbar so you can see what's there. First of all, you'll notice the Zoom icon is there. Are you going to use Zoom, or are you going to use Google Meet or something else?
Zoom almost entirely.
Okay.
Yes, Zoom.
So basically, you can log into Zoom and from the Hovercam software. And if you do that, all the settings and everything will come up correct. So if you click on that, you can go to open your meetings. You may have to log in the very, very first time, but you can sign into Zoom and run everything from there. It's very straightforward. So just go ahead and play around with that and use your password. Since this is Eric's Zoom meeting, I don't want to upset it, so I'm not going to launch it. But basically, you'll find that you can launch Zoom from Hovercam. When you do that, the settings and everything come up pretty much correct. So give that a try. There are some settings in here. Generally speaking, the default settings are pretty good. You can select the camera. You can select the microphone. The Hovercam has a microphone in it. It's right, the mic is right here. It's a good mic. I'm using it right now. You can use it to record, and when it records your voice. So it's quite nice. You can also adjust the resolution. I have the resolution set at 720p. You could set it higher. I think if you set the resolution higher, because you're in a Zoom meeting, it might slow it down a little bit. So you might want to keep it set at its default resolution. Also, there's some settings there under scan. When you take a photo, you can set the output. It could be your JPEG, or you could set it to take everything as a PDF. So you have that choice within the scan. So once again, just to remind you, I'm in the settings toolbar. It's down here. It's the very first, on the right-hand side of the toolbar, the very first icon. And so within that, I'm within the scan. So again, you can select your output. And for recording, you can choose between MP4 or WMV. Both of those you can use in your Google Classroom. So I'll show you how to drag and drop that in a minute. Then over here, there's some miscellaneous settings. For example, you can turn Zoom off if you didn't need that. You can check for updates. And Eric, this might be useful for you to know. You can actually set the root folder for where everything is saved. For example, Eric, if they wanted to save everything right to their Google Drive, I think you could set that up in the archive here.
Thank you for that. That's super useful to know.
Yeah, so that's for the techies and Eric, that's good for him to know. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get out of this. I can either save, I didn't change anything. So I think the easiest way to do this, I'm gonna go kind of quickly along the toolbar so you can just kind of see what's there. Now, if you know Smart Notebook because you have it, you're welcome to use Smart Notebook. Hovercam includes a whiteboard, very simple whiteboard. Smart is more sophisticated. This is a very, very simple whiteboard. Because I have a touch screen, I'm going to use my finger. So for the math teachers who were there, you know, this is from George Orwell, 1984. 2 + 2 = 5. That's a joke. So we know that's not true. It's 4. Anyway, you have a whiteboard here, some very simple tools. What I want to show you is, I think most of you know how to use the Smart Notebook. So we'll use that in a moment. I'll show you how you can actually drag an image right into Smart Notebook software. It's very easy. With Hovercam software, by the way, I'm going to move this and minimize it. Do you see the live camera image Look at the right hand of this screen, the upper right hand corner right there. You see the live Hovercam image. You see my hand. If I click on that image, look what happens. I can bring it right into my whiteboard software. And once I do that, I can make the image larger. You know, I can turn it around. There's a lot of manipulation you can do. So you could bring multiple images into your whiteboard software. Just wanted to show that to you. It might be helpful for some of you. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that. Excuse me. To go back, look at the icon right over here. It's in the upper left-hand corner. It looks like an arrow. I hope you can all see the little arrow key. It says return to Hovercam view. That's how I go back to the camera. See that? So whiteboard, click on it, brought me to the whiteboard. I get out, I bring my mouse up here. Excuse me. Now I'm out of there. Next is cropping. So crop, I can just go ahead and get my picture out of here. This is great. You can go ahead and crop an image. In fact, I have a textbook here. Let me open my textbook and crop an image from that. It's a physics text right here. Oh, great. So here's an image. Let's say I wanted to go ahead and take a photo of that image. So I've got my crop, and I'm just using my mouse, or my finger. Do your Windows computers, your new laptops, do they have a touch screen?
Yes, they do.
Great. So you can use your finger to do this. It's great. So you see the button right there. It says capture. So you can either press there or snapshot down here. And because I have JPEG, look over here. I'll bring this up. Now this is, see this? That's the picture I just took. So let me get out of that. I'll just take another picture so you can see this. So this time, I have my little name card. But you can imagine, the things that you could be taking photos of. Just anything. So I'm going to use my crop here. Once again, we'll close this. I'm going to press crop so the tools come up. I'm using my mouse now to crop my image. Great. And then I capture it, and I have the image right here. So that's how it came out. Came out pretty good. All right. So I'm going to close that and close this. Okay. So that was the crop command. The next in line are adjustments. So when you click on that, there's just some camera adjustments, and you can play around with that. But you can adjust the brightness, the contrast, and so forth. So basically, if you had a very high quality single reflex camera, we give you the kind of controls over this camera that you would have in a very expensive camera. So you can mess around with these settings if you want to. And of course, if you mess around with it and you screw it up, there's a reset button right there that will reset it right to the, reset it or the default settings. So you can go ahead and do that.
Greg, we have a quick question.
We have a question too.
Mrs. Pickard would like to know, can you annotate on the image that you brought into the whiteboard software?
You sure can. In fact, let's do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. In fact, I'm going to show you now. I'm going to go back to those images. So what I want you to do is look in the left-hand corner of my screen. There's this little tab. There's a little tab right there. Can you see that? And I click on that, and look what's there. It's a little running archive of everything that I've done. So these are the two images that I just did. There's a video that I recorded yesterday. So all those things are there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on an image. you know, here's the image that I brought up. I have my annotation tools, and see how I'm able to go and annotate on it. So the answer is yes, you can annotate basically over anything on the screen. Okay, great. So that was that. Next is, oh, and Eric, how much time do we have today? So I pace myself.
You're set to go till 11:30.
Oh, half an hour. Okay, perfect. So
why the gray bar is back.
I'm gonna pick it. Oh, okay. I'm gonna pick up the speed a little bit, just so we can get to all the really important stuff. So there's a focus button right there. When you're at, so let me explain about focus. And this is really, really important. There's a couple of different ways to do focus. First of all, on the Hovercam camera, go ahead here and zoom in, and I'm gonna rotate that image. You see right here where it says AFL, that button is the autofocus lock button. So I'm gonna take a picture of that. That's, you know, really, really important, because when you click that, that'll put everything into focus. So you're gonna use that a lot. So if the camera image seems to be going in and out and not focusing it, all you need to do is press the AFL button right there. You'll also see some zoom buttons. So if you're at your smartboard and the camera is on, you know, away from you, it's on a desk away from the smartboard, if you click focus right there, that allows you to go and hit autofocus from your smartboard. So that'll be useful for you.
I think what you're doing right now, Craig, is in line with the question we have. Can you annotate from a viewed textbooks? Are you literally annotating on your live view right now?
Yeah, so was the question, can you annotate on textbooks?
Yes.
Yeah, so here's a textbook. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. So I'm gonna zoom by, I'm gonna pinch to zoom, because you have a touch screen. You could also zoom, zoom here. There's zoom buttons here. You could also zoom, if you see zoom here, you can zoom here. So I have my annotation tool. There's the deer. I click on that. So, you know, this molecule, what is that? That's a sodium, that's sodium. This is chloride right here. So this is a representation of sodium chloride, right? And who's the chemistry teacher? Did I get that right? Okay, so I can definitely annotate. I think also I can take a snapshot of this and my annotation should appear. So I'm gonna snapshot and I'm gonna click on what I just took. This is the picture that I just took. You see the annotations? Y'all see that? So it really, you can annotate over your textbook, you can take a snapshot, you can record video, and it records your annotations. Okay? So it's really good. It's very useful for you. Good job, Eric, in picking a good product. Okay, so that's covering some annotations. And again, that's the little deer, the deer-looking guy right there. The next, we did the view option already, so that's where the picture-in-picture is. It's probably what you're going to use that for. Pause is very important for you. The pause button freezes the image. So while that's frozen, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the next page. Oh, this is actually timely for the history teachers. So watch what's next. I hit pause again, and so they're talking about Hiroshima. So that was timely. You know, so again, the pause button, if I hit that, I can go ahead to the next, you know, the next page or prepare the next thing I want to show them with minimal distraction. Then when I'm ready, and it looks like we have the Einstein equation right here for, well, relatively relativity. So the E equals MC squared. Right there.
That's great, Craig. We have another question that I've heard before.
Yes.
Seems in line with where everyone is at. They've been using Smart Notebook, some of them in the past. Can you import Smart Notebook files, work they've already done, into this software?
No, but you can put Hovercam images into Smart Notebook. So let me show you how to do that.
Great.
So let me go back. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to take a snapshot of E equals MC squared. And I'm also going to take a snapshot of the nuclear explosion. And what I'm going to do is show you how to bring this into Smart Notebook software. And I do that with one of my tools called, the Slingshot. The Slingshot is the tool in my toolbar. Look, if you look around, you see that Slingshot thing right here? So before I do this, I need to open up Smart Notebook. You're gonna have to play along with me for a second because I don't have Smart Notebook, but I'm gonna open up a blank page. So pretend that this is Smart Notebook, okay? So pretend I'm there, I'm doing all this smart stuff. And I wanna bring those images in. Look what I'm going to do. Well, I can probably just take it and I can drag it and drop it right into Smart Notebook. Did you see me do that? I'll do that again, instant replay. So I'm gonna go back to my Hovercam software. Here's the Einstein equation. This is a picture that I took. It's right in my little archive. I click on this, I'm dragging it, I'm dropping it right into Smart Notebook. Let me do that again with the mushroom cloud. Mushroom cloud, sorry, wrong one. I click, I drag, I drop, and now it's in Smart Notebook, and you can do everything. Smart also has a transparency mode where you can basically have the Hovercam image, running, or I'm sorry, they have Smart Ink. So basically you can use your Smart Ink over the Hovercam software. There's one other thing I wanted to show you. So I'm gonna go back here. Suppose I wanted just to bring an image in. Here you go. Here's an image of, looks like the sun. And what I want to do is bring this image into my smart. This function right here called the Slingshot. Look what's going to happen. I click on Slingshot and I have a miniature camera view over here. What I'm going to do is click on this and drag it right into my Smart Notebook. Did you see how I did that? So let me show you again. Here's another image of the Hovercam. It's under my camera. The camera image is live. This is using the Slingshot. I click on this and bring that in. So I'm able to bring images into Smart Notebook with one click. Now, there's a tutorial on this.
Craig, sorry to stop you here, but I think you're right where a question is aligning. They'd like to know, can you use that Slingshot feature with web productivity like Google Docs? Is that just a clipboard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Let's make sure. So I have my Google Drive open. Let me bring that open. You'll notice the Slingshot follows me wherever I am. So I can Slingshot into an email. I can Slingshot into PowerPoint, Word, anything. this is my Google Drive. And this is my Hovercam folder. I have all these videos here. I'm gonna see if I can just click on this and bring this right into my Google Drive, which is like your Google Classroom. I click, upload complete, and it looks like it brought the file in.
That is super easy. So I would assume if you had a Google document open as well, you would just drag and drop and then the image gets placed in your document as well.
Yeah, I think so. And what I'm gonna do next is, I wanna show you how to record a video because that's important. And again, these are a bit more complicated. I hope you're following along. Eric, I think you're getting it. But once again, if we go back to our quick start guide, and Eric, it's hovercam.com. Oh, sorry, wrong one. I'm gonna go products, document camera. This is how you navigate there. Solo 8 Plus, quick start guide. And here's the link, hovercam.com, quick start, Solo 8 Plus. If you scroll there, you'll see videos. Like Slingshot is what we just covered. That's right there. You know, drag and drop. It's all there. And we're going to be adding new videos to that this week. So it's all there. Don't panic. You can do this. Okay? It's just once you try it a couple of times, you get it. So let me go back to the Hovercam software. One way to do that, this is the Slingshot. I can just hit back, and now I'm back on the Hovercam software. I'm gonna minimize this window. So I wanted to do next is record. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna record a little lesson about energy or light. And I'm just making this stuff up as I go along, but you'll get the idea. And I'm gonna record a video that's less than a minute, just to show you how you can do it, okay? Because I think this is really powerful, because you'll be able to easily create short, information-packed videos for your students and post them to your Google Classroom so that your students can, review the videos before class and after class. And it's very easy to do. And if you want to, you can even record the video with a talking head. So if you have little kids, they may enjoy watching the video of you instructing them. That's recorded. Videos that if you create a good video, you can use over and over, for multiple classes and conceivably multiple years. All right, so let's get started. Down in my toolbar, going back to the bottom, look down, there's a record button. I click on it, and you'll see two types of recording. Camera record is video recording that's only the video camera, not all the commands and everything you see on the screen. What I'm going to do is do the recording next to it called screen record. It's screen capture. For those of you who have heard of something called Camtasia, this is a lot like Camtasia. Or Eric, you may have another program that you use, but it's all included with your Hovercam software. And maybe Smart has something like this as well. So I'm gonna hit screen record. I have my picture in picture, and then I'm off to the races. So, you know what? I think, Eric, if you can listen to me now, my Hovercam just crashed. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop. If I have to restart my camera, I may have to rejoin the meeting. So anyway, let's see what happens.
Fair enough.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm still here. I don't know what happened. But basically, let me just try again. I think it's gonna work. Oh, there we go. Now, I'm sorry. So I'm having a technical difficulty today. I'll have to figure that out afterwards. But basically what it would do is record a whole video. Let me show you a video that I recorded yesterday and bring that up. It should be this video right here.
So
So that's a video I
one
did
activity
yesterday.
that we can do.
You can see I changed my shirt.
Suspending a belt, I guess is what the
So
activity is.
that was the camera image
so
there.
we can do that. I can also be recording my my whiteboard functionality.
So you can
it was
record
mentioned to
smart
us a
notebook
moment
stuff.
ago, that in fact 2 + 2 = 5 in 2020. Now we know that's not true.
They told me that yesterday. So I can record
So I'm
whiteboard.
recording that. I can also go and record
And-
a website. So let's go ahead, or record a website right here. So here's a Hovercam website. Basically anything could be up there. PowerPoint, YouTube videos. So here's a YouTube video. That's demonstrating another product that we have. But it's all part of my recording. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video.
So Craig, a point of clarification, the chat room, that looked like you were recording while also in Zoom. So it does work with Zoom if you hit record?
Yes, so I was in Zoom yesterday.
Okay.
Everything worked fine. I have a bug in my computer. It's gremlins. So this video was recorded almost exactly 24 hours yesterday. And that's what I wanted to demo to you, that you have the capability of doing this, even within Zoom, or you don't have to be in Zoom. It's standalone software. But what I wanted to show you now, because all of you have Google Classroom, is how I can drag and drop this video, how I can rename the video, and then drag and drop it right into my Google Classroom. So what I'm going to do is, you see on the left hand of my screen, it says go to archive. Eric, are you seeing this? Is that there?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to click on there, go to archive. Then this screen comes up, and this is all on your C drive of your computer. So it's all on your hard drive. All the photos I've done, all the videos, they've all been saved. So I'm going to open up videos. And this is the video. This is the video I created yesterday at 8:23 p.m. And I'm going to call this, I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to rename, so all I did to rename it is I clicked on it, and I right-clicked with my mouse, and it has rename. So I'm going to call it, and I want to keep the extension there. And today's date is August 11th. So I'll call it August 10th video, because I did it yesterday. So and what was it? History class. So making up a name. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to minimize this a little bit. So I have my archive on my left. My Google Drive. Oh, sorry. I got a lot of windows open, so I got to close these, because I want to show you exactly what I'm doing. There we go. My Google Drive is on my right, which is like your Google Classroom. My Hovercam archive is on my left. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on the video I recorded, video history class. I drag it over to my Google Classroom. I let it go. And it's now uploading. So it takes about a minute. It's uploading right now. I have a pretty small bandwidth. Now that it's in my Google Classroom, you know how to share things that are in your Google Classroom. So it's going to pop up here in a moment. But Eric, did that make sense to everyone, you think?
Yeah, I think it was clear.
Okay, good. So
time
it's the easy
recording?
tool.
I apologize.
What was that?
Is there a time limit recording on the Hovercam? When you hit record, does it sort of time out?
No, there's no time limit. The only limit is the size of your hard drive. However, practical time limit is the attention span of your kids. Right.
Right. And one follow-up.
You probably don't want to be recording more than an hour. They'll never watch it. By the way, once you have the video, and it looks like it's loaded. Once you have the video, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's in alphabetical order or something, not by last modifier. There we go. So here's the video. Right there. Now you can just go and share it.
Quick follow-up question. We
Yep.
see the gray bar on our end. On your end, you see people. When you are recording through the Hovercam software, are you also recording your participants' faces?
I think so. So let's play back the video that I recorded yesterday, because I think I saw some faces. Oh, you know what? Let me play it from my hard drive.
I believe I saw a face on your video.
There was a face, but just, I did too, but let me just play it. I mean, I'll play it back.
Look.
So you see the face
here's,
of Karen is
one
on the right.
activity, that
So
we
it
can
does
do,
record your face. Okay. By the way, this is important for you, so please pay attention to this. This is a very important point. Very important, everyone. So I'm in the archive right now. You may wonder, how do I get back to my camera? So I do have the camera software, down there, but it's in the archive. So if you look in the upper left-hand corner, it says back. So you press that right there, and now it's back live on the camera. Any questions about recording and sharing the recording?
We do have a different question if no one has a question about
Yeah,
it.
go ahead. We've got about 10 minutes. So let's,
10
I'm
minutes.
just here for you now. So fire away with your questions.
The question was, can the deer tool icon be moved wherever you'd like it?
Yes, it can, wherever you want to. I'm moving it right now. I think you're seeing it move. Next question.
I actually used the recording, at least tried to this summer, so I could send this off remotely to my kids. But I did notice that the recording did stop on me, even sometimes when I didn't notice it. Is that just me hitting a button on accident without identifying that? Because then I would have to restart the lesson all over again. So my second part question to that would be, if that was to happen, is there a way for us to pick up right where we left off so we don't need to restart again?
Okay, so great question. There are a couple of things that could cause it to stop. Now, I think you're getting new laptops. So a new laptop should be plenty powerful enough so everything could work. That might have been the issue. And you'll have the latest version of the software. One is you want to make sure you didn't accidentally pull out this cable.
Yeah,
so,
the cable wasn't an issue. I checked that.
Yeah. Let me tell you what I did. I did a project this summer during the pandemic. I read a book. I read a book for my whole parents and I recorded it. It was a 700-page book right here. And I recorded basically a chapter, every other day using like this. So I had the picture-in-picture and I read the book. I read it for my parents who can't, their eyesight isn't very good. They can listen. And I posted it all to YouTube. So in the recording of those dozens of hours of video, I can tell you it did not crash on me once.
Okay.
So But my wife walked in once when I was recording. So what I did is so there is a pause button.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You pause.
Yep.
The other thing is any video software that you use, video editing software, you can just upload the file into the video editing software.
Okay.
So that way you could take 2 pieces of video and edit them.
And I did use the pause, and that did work. I was on an older laptop, so perhaps that's just what it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's my best guess.
Okay.
Because generally, it's it worked fine for me, and I think the software and everything is good. It's probably what it was. Some kind of.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next question.
How do you use the document camera as a camera to show you teaching on the smartboard?
Great. So
that's the main thing, because that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to do that for you. And there's 2 ways to do it. One is you can do it with the Hovercam software showing. And I don't have a smartboard here. I'm in a room. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the pause button for a moment, right, to create less distraction. So we're going to go and pause. I'm now moving my camera. I'm pointing it at a wall. And I'll unpause. Great. I'm going to remember the autofocus lock button right here? I'm going to press that. It's going to adjust the light and everything else. Okay. So one way to do it, and I can just get that distraction out of there. I could be up here. So you could use the camera this way. But you may notice it's a little blurry, and so forth. But you'll have the benefit of all the tools down there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to close my Hovercam software. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up the Hovercam as the webcam, which is what you want to do because you'll have good clarity and everything else. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to exit out of my Hovercam software. It's a window, so I just close it. So I don't want to save my whiteboard or anything, so I'm going to close my software. What I'm going to do also is stop my share. Oh, good. I'm seeing all of you. Wow, there's a whole bunch of you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go start video. Oh, great. So did you see the picture came up? Because I've closed out of my Hovercam software. If I used my Hovercam software now, it wouldn't work, my Hovercam software, because Hovercam software would be looking for the camera and Zoom would be looking for the camera and they'd be fighting each other. So to do it this way, turn off your Hovercam software and just plug this in and use it as a webcam, and you select it. And you should see the quality is really good, right? It's good quality? Yeah, I've nodded your head. It should be very, very good quality. In fact, you saw the bookshelves behind me a moment ago. I mean, you look at that quality. And I could even set this up as my webcam if I want to. So I'm going to put the camera like right in front of my computer. Notice how my face is dark right now? What am I going to hit? I'm going to hit the autofocus lock. Watch what happens when I do that. Sorry. There we go. See, it actually lit up my face. Pretty much. Okay. Well, I got that. My computer's in the way. But you have the idea how you could do that.
But how do you link up because the computer has to be hooked up to the smartboard. And so there has to be a way to get to your desktop to get to all your icons on your smartboard.
Right. But if you're running Smart Notebook on your notebook computer, well, you can either do that in class, I don't know if you'll have the option to teach in class or not.
Yes, we do.
It's kind of an Eric one. Yeah. So then you'll just set up your class and teach from there. I think that answers that question. Okay. Next question. No? If there are not any questions, I mean, we have 4 minutes left. There's a couple more things I could probably show you on the Hovercam software.
There's some questions that are in the chat room.
Yes. Oh, 30 questions. I've been focused on.
I've been asking them as I've seen them.
Yeah.
Did you notice one that we missed?
Well, one question. This is a good question. Why use the Hovercam video instead of the screen capture? So the reason is screen capture captures everything on your screen. PowerPoint. It's a good tool for teaching software. Whiteboards. It captures it all. That's why you would want to use the screen capture. If you just want to use the video, it'll just show the video image only. And the quality of the video will be higher. It's a little bit faster refresh rate. But generally, the screen capture works pretty well.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If I teach world languages, if I need to write out some conjugations in front of the students,
Yeah.
I know I can just put a blank piece of paper under the Hovercam.
Exactly. Yeah, that'll work really good.
Okay. Writing on the Hovercam whiteboard itself, is that easy to do or is it a little awkward?
I think it's you'll try it when you get your touch screen. It may work out pretty well. And then Eric might even have a pen, like an electronic pen stylus, or
we have a stylus that we can recommend, or even look into supplying. It's an Amazon product, like $15. Different writing tips, highlighters, marker tips. So there is a pen we've recently identified that we can share with you.
Will we at the Sunflower Campus and Oakville Virtual Academy, will we be getting a Hovercam?
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, so great tool for foreign language, even English language, diagramming sentences, recording videos, speaking, reading the text and picture in picture. So you get both, the lip movement and reading. So it's great. You'll have a good time with it. And I think a useful tool.
Phil had asked how you get the deer icon to show up.
Okay, I can't do it now because I'm not in Hovercam software. But basically, when you're in the Hovercam software, a mouse click will bring it up. And Eric, I think we're pretty much out of time,
yes.
Depending on how much further you want to go.
Yeah, that concludes our session. It's 11:30. We did record today's session. It'll be posted in the PD document. If you want another go at this, we're back at it Thursday, same time, 10:30 a.m. this week. I'd like to thank Craig Justice. Thank you so much for your time today, sir.
You're welcome.
Good job. Thank you, everyone, for your questions.
Thank you.
With that, we'll see you all again soon.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good year teaching.
Thank you.
Thank you.